Question number 3 in the Northern Hemisphere 2021 methods exam. So we have this parabolic arch and it's got the rule which is y equals ax squared plus b, and it's only going from minus c to c. Okay, a is positive, b can be any value. Express a in terms of c and k. So if I substitute 0k into that rule, I would get k equals 0 plus b, therefore b equals k is one answer. And if I sub this value in, c0, into this rule, I get 0 equals ac squared plus b, which is k, and I've got to find c. So I've got to find, what do I need to find? A. So A is going to equal minus K on C squared. So now we have the height is 6 and the base is 8. Find the rule for this arch. So 6 and 8. So that's 8 and that's 6. So K is 6, so I've got y equals ax squared plus 6, and a is going to equal, so 0 equals a times 64 plus 6 minus 6 on 64 equals a, which is half. Let's read the question again. Base 8, therefore C is 4. So that's 4. So that's 16, so that's 16, so a equals minus 3/8. So I've got y equals minus 3/8 x squared plus, dreadful memory, 6. Okay, a truck has a height of 3.7, so that is 3.7, and has a width of 2.7, so since we're symmetrical, that's 1.35. So this point here is 1.35, a half of 2.7 and 3.7. Assuming the truck drives, find D, the value of x for which this occurs to 3 decimal places. So I want to find the minimum distance. So D is the distance between this point and this point, which I'm going to call x and minus 3/8 x squared plus 6. So I'm going to say that the minimum distance will be that. So it's going to be the distance rule, which will be x minus 1.35 squared plus minus 3/8 x squared plus 6 minus 3.7 squared. And I'm going to put that on the calculator. Okay, so I've typed it on the calculator. I've got that expression. Because it's really long, I'm just going to press answer, and I'm going to do interactive calculate f-min, and I want for x, and it's going to go from 0 to 4 because D can only be in this area on this side. And that gives me an answer of the minimum value is 0.978 and x equals 2.185. So I'm doing these to 3 decimal places. So D minimum is 0.978255 and x equals 2.1851. 3 decimal places, 2 equals 1.85 and D equals 0.978 to 2 decimal places. You could have, if you wanted to, instead graphed the distance and found out where it's a minimum by going G sol min, and there it is there, the same 2 answers. Or you could have taken the derivative of x, set that derivative equal to 0, solve for x, and lo and behold, we got the same x value. Then you could take that expression. Now I think f min trumps all of these. given x equals that value. And there it is. 3 ways of getting the same answer, 3 marks. 1 for the rule, 1 for each of the answers. Okay, a different model, which is a semicircular arch. So if that's 6, we now have the square root of 6 squared minus x squared, so the square root of 36 minus x squared. So r equals 6 for that answer. And then we have determined the proportion of the cross-section of the tunnel entrance that is lit by lights. That's the grey area. So for the proportion, I'm going to do grey divided by semicircle times 100 over 1. My semicircle will be pi 6 squared divided by 2, or pi times 36 divided by 2, is that correct? 18 pi. So the grey area, how do I get the grey area? I can see a triangle and a trapezium. It's symmetrical. So of this triangle, it's a half times the base, and the base will be 6 minus root 11. And the height is 5, so that's the triangle. For the trapezium, I'm looking for a half a plus b times h. So I've got a half. A will be this height, I don't know that height. B will be this height, which is 5, times the height of the trapezium, which will be root 11. I need to find this coordinate here. So if I could find the equation of this line, then its y-intercept will be that height. So I've got minus root 11 and 5, and the point 6 and 0. I'm going to do y minus 0, so I'll use this as my x1, equals y2. So 5 minus 0 over minus root 11 minus 6 over x minus 6. And I'm just going to do it on the calculator. So y equals fraction, 5 on the top. On the bottom I've got negative root 11 minus 6. And then I've got a bracket x minus 6. And I didn't have an equal, so I'll put an equals in. And if I select that, I'll just go xy, simplify the answer, maybe expand the answer, directly transform, expand. So this is my y-intercept, 36. So here is my height, which is the y-intercept of that straight line, which is all of that, so 3.22. So 3.2200. So that's going to be my area. Okay, so this, so I'm going to copy that. So what have we got for our total area? We've got 0.5 bracket, this plus 5, close bracket, times root 11. And then I'm plus, well, I might do root 11. That gives me that expression. And over here I've got 0.5 by bracket, 6 minus root 11. And I'll get out of the square root and close that bracket and times it by 5. Then I've got this plus this, and that gives me that answer, and then times it by 2. And that answer is 40.67. So I've got 40.679 divided by 18 pi. and take that and times it by 100. That gives me 71.93, therefore 72%.